Today on Dad Hut, we're going to be doing a 500 round review on the Freedom Ordnance FX-9. What are my thoughts? Let's find out. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Dad Hut. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the Freedom Ordnance FX-9. I have now over 500 rounds through it. I have some thoughts. I'd like to maybe share with you what I've done to the gun and just my overall opinion of how I think it's working out so far, and do I think it's worth purchasing if it's something that you're thinking about. And here it is right here. This is the 8-inch variant of the Freedom Ordnance FX-9, and yes, it does take Glock mags. You should always make sure that your firearm is working the way you want it to before you do any cosmetic upgrades whatsoever. And with the FX-9, I went ahead and bought the KAK K-Spec buffer, the 9.5 ounce, because I was reading so much online about the recoil of these things, so I bought it when I got the gun, so they kind of came in together. I did shoot it without the K-Spec in there, and to me, it's very marginal. It was about $80. It did add a flat wire, the flat wire spring as well. It does make the recoil better, but it's very marginal. The recoil on the gun itself, on the FX-9, was not nearly as bad as people make 9mm PCCs to be. I was expecting it to be rough. It's really not that bad. You can kind of pass on this unless you're really, really recoil sensitive. You can look into the K-Spec, or you can even Google or YouTube search online. There's a gentleman who makes something called the gentle recoil system. You can just search that in YouTube, and people swear by it. I've obviously never used it, but people do swear by it if you're worried about recoil. Now, the gun, like I said, has been running flawlessly for me, so there wasn't any upgrades or anything as far as getting the gun to run the way I wanted it that I feel like I needed to do. So what I have done is I've kind of gone with, obviously, the black with the white accents, the white furniture. I put an ambo safety in there. I did extended takedown pins. I've done the anti-walk pins for the hammer and the trigger. I've done some color fill for some of the engraving on the lower. I put the Tandem Cross Hive AR-15 grip on there, and even did some color fill on that as well. I love that grip. I have that grip on actually another gun as well, just because it fits my hand really, really well. I put a UTG hand stop up front as well, and then also have some Picatinny ladder covers just to kind of help with snagging, taking it in and out of a bag. And plus it gives it a little bit more of that white on black pop that I was looking for. I did put a Monstrum 1.5 Blackbird prism on this. Now, for me, prisms work way much better for my eyes than red dots, but that's going to be obviously a preference for you. But for me, prisms with their etched reticle they're the sweet spot. So, and I love the Monstrum 1.5. It is probably my favorite optic that I own. And then for the brace, we have an SB Tactical pistol brace on the back. So this is not sponsored by them, but Tactical Galaxy is where I got all of the white accessories for the FX-9. They pretty much sell everything you would possibly need for your AR-15 type firearms in just about any color you want. So let's talk about accuracy with this gun. And this kind of goes into the recoil that I was talking about earlier. It's not that bad. You can be very accurate with this, with the FX-9. In this clip that I'm going to show you, I'm shooting a steel plate that is 12 by 6, so a pretty small plate at 50 yards. And while I'm not shooting as fast as I can, I'm certainly not taking my time. And I'm hitting just about every single time from 50 yards. So here you go. You can see this clip here. And like I said, the recoil, not too bad. So there you go. You see, I think I missed like maybe 2 times, 3 times total there. And again, it's 50 yards. And as I use this gun more, I think I'll just get better and better with it. I really, really feel like I made the right decision when I was looking at 9mm PCCs. I did my due diligence online, looked at a bunch of different options, and decided to go with the FX-9. And I have been extremely happy so far. So it's got plenty of M-lock slots on the handguard, so you can, mount a light to this thing, and you can make this your home defense go-to firearm if that's what you want to do. This would be perfect for that. It's very maneuverable. Again, the recoil isn't bad at all. It's very accurate. You're gonna be way more accurate with this than you would with a pistol or a handgun. So you could certainly set it up and use it for home defense if that's what you'd like to do. For me, it's just super fun. Of all the firearms that I own, I think I'd have to put this one as the most fun to shoot. I'm gonna always probably bring it to the range, whether I'm planning on working on that firearm or not, or I've got some other things that I want to do or sight in something else. I will still probably bring the FX-9. It is a pleasure to shoot. It's very fun, and it's not very expensive to shoot either because it's 9mm. So I really, really like it. So it's not all sunshine and rainbows. What are some things that I don't like, and I'm gonna be nitpicking here, I guess. I don't like that the charging handle is proprietary. Most of this of the FX-9 you can use just your standard AR-15 parts, but the charging handle you do have to get through Freedom Ordnance. Now, if you don't like the standard one that comes on the FX-9, there is an upgraded one that you can get. For me, the one that comes on the FX-9 is totally fine, totally doable for me, but I understand that might be, one of your sticking points, and it is something to think about. There is some proprietary parts on the FX-9. The other thing I would say, and again, it's nitpicking, the fire and the safety switch is not engraved on the lower. It's just kind of printed on there, and I can already tell like the white is starting to fade. So I would have liked that it was engraved on there, but again, that's kind of nitpicking. It's not really a huge deal, but I did want to mention those 2 things that, I guess if I was trying to ding it for something, it would be those 2 things. So I can't say if the FX-9 is going to be better or worse than any other, 9mm PCC. There are a bunch of them out there. I'm not here to tell you that it's better than such and such or whatever it might be. I can just tell you what my experience was. I did a lot of research before I purchased it, looked at a bunch of different options, and there were other ones that I was certainly considering, but now 500 rounds and 3 months after the purchase of my FX-9, I can certainly say that I am happy with the decision that I have made, and it works for me. Okay, so there you have it. That's pretty much my initial thoughts and 500 round review of the Freedom Ordnance FX-9. If this video did help you out at all, guys, please like and subscribe to the channel so you don't ever miss any of these Dad Hut videos, and I'll see you on the next one.